Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else. Unlock peace and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. My name is Shannon, and on tonight's show, we are going to talk about chemistry versus compatibility. Before we get into it, I just want to give y'all the mission statement of At the Root of It. And basically what it is that we are building a community of both men and women who are on the journey of self-love and self-healing. Okay, and we use a lot of biblical references, and we also advise people to seek additional help if this doesn't help. We are not experts. We are learning just like you guys are, and we just want to make sure that we're given all the tools, because sometimes we really don't know what's going on with us until somebody enlightens us. So hopefully this is the light that you guys need. So before we continue, I just want to start sharing the broadcast, and I'm going to start sharing it now. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I did not promote for this show, but I didn't do it because I actually was not going to do the show tonight. And I wasn't going to do the show tonight because tonight is the Jazz Fest out here in Jacksonville, and Patti LaBelle is going to be here. However, it is going to rain. And so because it's going to rain, it's like, we can't really go out there and really enjoy ourselves. So I said, okay, well, we'll just do the show anyway. So I'm gonna share it on my page, my personal page. Hey Tinge, hello. I'm just tagging and sharing. Share the post, Tinge, if you can. I'm sharing. I'm sharing. I think that we all need to know a little bit about this subject, because a lot of times we think that chemistry is what we need to keep people or keep a relationship going, and we soon find out that that is not the case. So I found an article about it, because baby, us single women are on a mission tonight. We are on a mission to figure out why we are still single and fix it so that we become married women. Well, I don't know about y'all, but that's my mission. So I'm still sharing it. So I'm sharing it to groups. I'm sharing it to everywhere. Everywhere. As you can hear it. All right. Let me know who's on. Let me know who's on while I'm sharing, because I'm going to continue to share. All right. Okay, so thank you, Tange. Tange says she's done. Chime in, y'all. Whoever's on, chime in so I can put y'all up there. But anyway, so what? The doorbell. So is that Sierra? That's never happened before. I'm sorry, y'all. That never happened before. Is that Tifa? She's in the house, y'all. She's in the house, and she interrupted the broadcast. Just want y'all to know, you might as well come right here really quickly. Tifa done interrupted the broadcast. Look, you gotta come. Come on.
Hi.
She surprised us. Yay. Let me move over. You want to be on the move over? Chemistry versus compatibility.
Oh, well, you got it. I'll be right here.
Okay, well, we're going to have an open forum because look. Tifa.
What's up, Tinge?
Listen, y'all, I'm very excited because I was like, who is ringing the doorbell like a crazy person? Of course, it's Latifa Sabah, but I love it. Hey, Christina. Hello. Hey, this is my nephew, Tifa and James' son. Oh, I love it that they surprised us. Yay! Oh, this might be cut short. No, but anyway, I know that they won't be here for long. So tonight's show, I wasn't gonna wait, y'all. I'm doing the show. Bye. So I wasn't gonna do a show tonight. I actually was gonna put on a rerun because we were supposed to be downtown with our mom tonight watching Patti LaBelle. But Patti LaBelle, it looks like it's raining. It's gonna rain, and we don't want to get caught out in the rain. So that's why you guys did not see a commercial for this particular broadcast. But this is still for the single ladies. These are still for the single ladies, all right? And I wanted to talk about chemistry versus compatibility because people misconstrue what chemistry is opposed to what compatibility is. You know, your likes, your dislikes, your wants, your desires, your needs, opposed to your sexual desires, or you know that butterfly feeling that goes away after a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden you figure out that you don't have nothing in common, you don't even like the person, you know, and now you're stuck. So we want to get to the root of that so that we won't make that mistake. All right. So like I said before, you know, I always pull up an article. And this article is by Roxy Zarabi from Psychology Today. And this is titled Mindful Dating, okay? So it's 5 signs that you're mistaking chemistry for compatibility. So we want to pay attention to these signs that can help us avoid making these common mistakes. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I'm gonna ring the bell on that. Ain't you tired, D? Ain't y'all tired? All the single ladies, are y'all tired? And even if y'all are not single and y'all in a relationship, but y'all don't really like your partner, was it the chemistry that brought y'all together? But can the compatibility keep y'all together? So it says one of the most common dating pitfalls people run into is confusing chemistry with compatibility. Chemistry tends to be the first thing a lot of people focus on during initial dates. When you click with someone and feel chemistry, it can be exciting, especially if you have been going on dates that feel lackluster or don't lead to anywhere. So basically, when you already experienced the type of relationship or the type of friendship where it just wasn't anything. You ever been on a date or something where it just didn't click, like nothing that y'all had to talk about, nothing. You like chicken, he likes spam, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. I don't know why I use spam, but spam is an acquired taste. So, you know, so you may not like spam, but he wants some chicken and, you know, never mind. But anyway, so you can't have chemistry with just anyone. So it feels special. At the same time, you can have chemistry with plenty of people, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're compatible with them. While having chemistry is important in relationship, it is not a good indicator of whether or not you are compatible with your partner. Your view of what chemistry should look and feel like also plays a role in your dating results. If you define having chemistry as meaning that you feel immediate sparks or butterflies, I always feel the butterflies. You may be missing out on a I do. No, nothing. Going forward, nothing. Nothing. People just say nothing. But anyway, you may be missing out on a deeper, more genuine connection. If you're attracted to someone and feel calm around them at the same time, you may misinterpret that feeling of calm as being bored or having no chemistry, while it may actually mean that you're dating someone who's a healthy partner for you. This is especially true if you are used to relationships that feel like emotional roller coasters. We be, what's her name? Such and such Green. Vivian Green. We be on an emotional roller coaster. Something, 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 something. Yeah, I know I have the ups and the downs because, I knew that this was going to get me because I really feel like I'm a chemistry type of person because people can't really vibe with me all the time, right? So when a person can vibe with me, I immediately feel like this is it. Oh, like it's God, and it really isn't. It may be just a ministry moment. You know what I mean? But I'll treat it as something that could possibly go farther. And so that's a no-no. So we're not going to be on this emotional roller coaster, but I really want to point out how we can misinterpret that calm feeling as being bored or having no chemistry, because you kind of cut up your nose to spite your face, because if you don't feel that instant chemistry, you automatically nix the person, and then that could have been your person. But you didn't give them time, you didn't give them energy, you didn't give them space to be themselves, to open up. He may just want to take it a little bit easy for a little bit, and you want this microwave thing, you know what I mean? And we can't have that. And I'm listening. What's her name? I'm listening, Roxy. That's the person that wrote that's the person who wrote the article. So where we at? So think of look, wait. Tanj said, here we go. Yes, Tanj, I did sing. I did sing Emotional Roller Coaster. I did. Because the flesh is a liar. Yes, D. Hola. Shared. Tifa. Hey, y'all. All right, I just want y'all to see everybody. So think of chemistry like the frosting on a cake. The cake is comprised of the ingredients that ultimately determine your compatibility with someone. For example, whether you have the shared core values and what type of relationship you're looking for. Rather than trying to assess whether someone has the right ingredients, many people tend to focus on the frosting. It's so ironic that they use food as a comparison, you know what I mean? Because we can really get that. We can really, like, imagine you cutting into a cake and you cutting into a cake and it has vanilla frosting and you bite it and it's a whole slew of mayonnaise. Whoa. Yuck. Yuck. Yuck.
That's because your expectations.
So you really can't, first of all, I think that you can't really judge a book by its cover in that aspect, due to the fact that when you go off of that first initial meeting, and they say the first impressions are the lasting impressions, but I think that we shouldn't do that, especially now in this time and day and age, due to the fact that people are shy, people have social anxiety, people don't know how to react or respond to you. And I wanted to do something tonight too, and I'm so happy y'all are really in the house, because I wanted to find out what y'all thought about this particular thing, this sidebar. But I was reading an article a couple of months ago. I think it was like almost 6 months ago. And in the article, a man gave a woman an application for dating. And I wanted to get y'all input on that. Also, I wanted to know in the comments, because we can comprise our own application for dating, and I wanted to get what type of questions you will put on your application. I just wanted that feedback because, you know, sometimes we don't think, we be so in the box that we miss it. You know what I mean? We don't, you know, go outside the box to think of what we should ask when someone approaches us, instead of saying, what's your favorite color, what's your sign, you know. Well, one of my favorite questions is how's your relationship with your mama?
Oh my God, I just typed that.
How's your Tim said no. Nah, this ain't no damn job. But it is a position that has to be played. And with that application, right, you may, with that application, you can find out real quick if y'all even compatible. You know what I mean? Like, because if you have certain things on your application that they don't have, and they say, oh, I don't like skateboarding. Like, I'm not gonna be with I don't want to be at a skate park all day. You know what I mean? But we got chemistry though. But I don't want to be at a skateboard park and he don't want to be at my choir rehearsal. That's not compatible. You understand what I mean? Now, could it work? I mean, if everybody respect each other's boundaries and know how to come together at this, you know, at their appointed time and things of that nature. But for real. Okay, so I'm about to put these questions up because these questions are really good. So Tifa wrote, how long have you been at your current job? Dion says, what type of relationship do you have with your mother? See, there we go. What could you have done better with your last relationship? What type of relationship do you have with your kids? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Dion, I like this one. Were you incarcerated at an early age or at any age? I'll just say at any age. Were you incarcerated? Let me know. You know, childhood trauma. Well, childhood trauma may have to be after you get to know them a little better. I think that if you ask about childhood trauma in the very beginning on the application, they're gonna run. You know, they're literally gonna run away because they don't want to get that deep with somebody they don't know yet. You know, so I don't think that childhood trauma should be brought up right then and there. What makes you stay up all night long?
Passionate about this.
Nice.
Passionate.
Nice. I can dig that. I can dig that. Are you family oriented? Yes, that's a biggie, Nardis, due to the fact that one of my questions, and y'all probably are really gonna laugh, but one of my questions on my application is gonna be, can you play spades? And the reason why, if you know how to play spades, then that shows me that you are a people person, that you could be around people, you know how to interact and have fun and just be. If you don't know how to play spades, that means you are Netflix and chill type of dude, and you're to the left, to the freaking left. You understand what I mean? Because if you don't know how to play spades, you probably have social anxiety. And you don't want to talk, so you mean mugging my peoples, you know. That's definitely going on the application. Are you crazy? There it is. That is the number one. Survey says, that question because if you don't, baby, you're gonna wake up and somebody gonna be standing over you. You're gonna be like, baby, is that a knife? Like no, that's a really good question. Okay, so Tan said, on a serious note though, do you have kids and are you in their lives? Yes, that's good ones. Narcissistic? Yes.
That's a big question.
That's a big one, huh? What, narcissistic ways?
Yeah.
No, that goes along with childhood trauma. But those are I think the narcissistic and the childhood trauma, you can kind of gauge that with a certain amount of talking. You can kind of pick up on the cues like, whoa, hold up, wait. I can't help it. All right. Do you tip service? That's important because that shows your generosity level. If you can understand that servers, that's how they make their money. You're empathetic, you're understanding, and you understand that this is a person's job. This is how they make their living. So I like that question. James, you coming up with the doozies. How do you feel about hygiene? Do you bathe every day or every other day? Do you wash behind your ears and in your belly button? What? Does your belly button smell like behind your ears? Listen, this is something that needs to be learned. Because you don't want to have to become somebody's mother when you're trying to be their woman. Okay, so this is the thing.
Or a father.
Or a father, you know. Yeah, when
you're older, you do still teach, but it's not to that
degree. To that magnitude. If I gotta tell you to, if I gotta tell somebody to wash behind their ears. Yo, and I am not even gonna front. Let me tell you something. I'm not even gonna front because I had a boyfriend a long time ago. Now, let me tell you something. He was the best boyfriend I ever had. He was so attentive. Like, I didn't have to worry for nothing. He was a cap. I don't think I should tell all of that. But anyway, I didn't have to worry about nothing. So I was free to take care of my daughter at leisure without worrying about any of my outside bills because he took care of it. But one of the things that I had a real problem with was booty smells, right? And this is before I got saved. Literally, this is really right before I got saved. So I can really tell this story and not feel condemned. But this was really right before my life went out of whack and I ran to Jesus. But he had he had a problem. And with all the good things that he did for me, I could not get past that problem. And, I would have to tell him right before he would drive cab 12 hours and then come home and try to get in the bed. And I'm like, bruh. And bruh wasn't even out in 2000.
He's like, stop now. He's like, no, shit, stop now.
I'm just telling y'all, because we've all had experiences, and I'm transparent in everything. And remember, I gave the disclaimer that I wasn't saved, y'all. All right, at that time I was not saved. But yeah, this was before Christ. Okay, but I swear I tried everything. We was at Dion's baby shower, and I won a baby shower gift. And I had to choose, and I picked bubble bath for him. And it was like, he needs to sit in the tub. But I could not bring myself to talk about that to him because that's very sensitive. And I don't know how to express that. So if it's written out on paper, listen, I ain't asked you to your face. You can, Don't look at me when you answer that particular question. If you look at me, I'm gonna know you lying. I know you won't clean your belly button. But anyway, all right. You can't skip the belly button. All right. Sorry. What is the next one? What year had the best music? For real, because if you say 2017, you're out of here. Out of here. Out of here. Because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's some good music that kind of came out, whatever, but it does not beat the 90s, number one. All right, because the 90s vibe, I just saw this meme that my cousin put on her story a couple of days ago, and she said, if my love don't feel like a 90s love song, I don't want it. And it would not be said like that if 90s wasn't popping. All right, and we can go even past that because I'm an OJ's fan. So if no, Ronnie.
You know exactly what it is.
Ronnie, I did not know how to present that. How do you present somebody to say, listen, doodle booty, doodle boy? Now, I don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have said it like that because his hand didn't call for me to say it like that. But I still could not, damn stupid. I could not for the life of me bring myself to say it. So I gracefully bowed out and told him I wanted to date other people. And that's exactly what I did. And I moved swiftly. You know what I mean? It was not, it didn't take forever in a day. It wasn't like, I miss, no, it was like, I was out of here because I gave him ample time to kind of sit in the tub. You know what I mean? I did. I gave him ample time to sit in the tub and let it marinate. But he let it marinate on the other end, and I couldn't take it because my nose is real sensitive. Would you talk about it now? I am talking about it. No, I still couldn't because I still hold him in a very high regard. He was a person that was there for me at the most vital time of my life when everything went to hell, Ronnie, and you know where we going with that? That was in 2000 when everything went to crap. He was the one that still stood 10 toes down for me. And so for that, I would never actually, I would never actually tell him that. He is married now, so I hope to God that he has sat in some water or his wife told him, sit down in some hot Epsom salt water and let's clean you from the rooter to the tutor. You know what I mean? Like, for real. But I wouldn't. Oh, he said with someone, being that you're a different person. I think I would still gracefully bow out. And the only reason why is because I would gracefully bow out is because how do you tell somebody that they have a body odor? First of all, we are the first partakers of our odors, okay? Which means that we know what we smell like. We smell ourselves first.
Right.
Oh, well, if he's nose blind, somebody else closer to him should have been told him.
But if I got something in my nose, you gonna tell me.
Right.
Yeah, but it's different.
No, I think if you really loved him.
Well,
you loved him, but he was a good guy and he helped you when you needed it, but you were not madly in love with him. If you were, you would have been like, baby, I love you.
I couldn't. At that point, if I
probably started bringing my name.
But that's all I know to tell him. But chemistry would have made sense.
But we had listen. We had chemistry. My nickname was Sugar Thumb. We had chemistry. You understand what I mean? Like we really did. It's Sugar Thumbs. But we really did. We really did have chemistry. But at the end of the day, I just really feel like because people are not very open to criticism, and I don't even know how you can soften that blow. Like, how can you really soften that blow? I can hold your hand, but if you can feel the person get tense. I don't know. Maybe I'm a punk in that area. Why can't your friend tell you? They're your friend.
But that comes with the vulnerability and the openness and the transparency of a relationship.
So, Father God, right now, in the name of Jesus, I thank you, oh God, for this day. And I am asking you, God, that when you send my husband, that he does not have anybody older that I have to speak upon. Because, Lord, I'm so serious in the name of Jesus. I mean,
said, Ron Willis, I'm telling you, that booty stank, baby.
But you love them, like. But what if you figure that out? What if you figure out that they have a body older while you're dating? You know, like when you first get to meet them. I don't want to cut off my nose to spite my face, but in that instance, I would want to cut off my nose to spite my face. Literally.
I think someone was talking about something else.
Okay.
So how could you say you love someone, or you care for someone, and you have something that they need to hear?
Reiterate the question.
Oh, okay. So James had a really, really, really good question, and you're gonna. He said, "How can you say that you love someone if you can't tell them something that they need to hear?" And now this is really good, and this is really good for me, because if I want to be married, I have to be able to vocalize these things to my husband and not be scared of the backlash behind it. But see, Tangent Ronnie said big facts to. She's gonna tell, but y'all been together for a couple of years. Y'all known each other for years and years. Y'all had a friendship first, you know what I mean? But upon meeting, my nose is sensitive, so if I smell an onion, that means deodorant needs to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Now, if this was my husband, now let me bring it into context. If this was my husband and I married him knowing that he does have a body odor, evidently I love him past it and will get every type of peppermint soap known to man, you know, and stuff like that for him. And
There's something underlying. It's something.
Well, the thing about that, my original person was something I thought was a little bit deeper than he would actually want to admit. So I just left it because he was in jail for a long time, and you know what I mean? So I think that his booty juice was part of that. And yeah, and so because of that, right. Ronnie said, but that doesn't happen often, if at all. And Tan said at all. And Ronnie wrote in all caps, let's get that straight. No, but I don't think, I didn't take this as Ron Willis. When Tan said Ron Willis, I'm telling you, if that booty stank, baby. I think she was just saying, like, she gonna ride for you. She gonna make sure she know know that she got you. And that's it. I don't think she calling you stinky because we don't got that gene. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that's not what
I don't think that she meant that. And I don't think, and just for the record, for the people out there, he said, let's get that straight. All right. Okay. He don't got no stinky booty. But this is the thing though. So I could have easily stayed with old dude because our chemistry was good, but we were not compatible because, like I told you at that time, I had just like ran to Jesus, right? He wasn't running alongside me. You know what I mean? He was there as a comfort, but ultimately he couldn't heal my heart. You know what I mean? He can like kind of take my attention off the hurt for a little while, but he couldn't really heal my heart. And I actually didn't know who I was at the time. So it was like, and then my mind and my thoughts was, oh, something else. And it just wasn't, it wasn't supposed to be anyway. And then I closed my heart up. Remember in some of the earlier shows that I did, I had said that I spoken something over my life. And it was during that time that I said that I would never treat another man the way that I treated my daughter's father. And he got kind of caught up in the mix. So I became, and when y'all hear me say I became a whole man in these streets, that was the timing that I was talking about. I don't believe I'm a whole man now. My daughter screams on me to this day about saying that I'm a whole man. But back then, when that devastation happened to me, I turned into a whole man. I thought like a man, moved like a man, acted like a man, to the point that my brother called me his little brother, because I was done with men. And I was like, I could do it. If anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And it was a challenge for me. You know what I mean? But it was a challenge for me. So the decisions, and actually what you speak out of your mouth, and what you don't realize the power. Yes, Ronnie. I was younger and immature back then, very much so. But I spoke it, and it happened. I treated people to a certain extent, and they wasn't getting past that other part. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's not about me. Let's talk about compatibility. Okay, because it's 5 points and we didn't even get to the first one. So the first one is the chemistry you feel is so strong that it overpowers anything and everything. If y'all have been in that situation, I want to see a whole bunch of hearts. Let me go. I can't even go to my phone and put mad hearts.
One more time for the one to the back.
The chemistry, this is me putting the hearts up. Hearts. The chemistry you feel is so strong that it overpowers anything else. That is a dangerous kind of chemistry, all right? Before I read what she says in the article, I'm just going to put it out there. That's the most dangerous chemistry that you can actually have, because it becomes an obsession. It becomes something that you crave, that you desire, that you want, and it overpowers everything, anything and everything. Jeez, Okay, so it says, when the chemistry is so strong that it feels overpowering, it's difficult to concentrate on much else. You may have a hard time pacing yourself and assessing whether someone is compatible with you, since most of the focus becomes wrapped up in the fantasy of your future potential. He's talking to me. She's talking to me. Rather than getting to know the person in front of you. I'm telling you, I've listened. Listen. Yes, it does, Tifa. That is exactly what it is. It sounds like lust or addiction or obsession. Yes, it sounds like devil energy to me. Devil energy. Listen, because that's what he brings. He brings addiction. He brings lust. He brings obsession. He brings all of that stuff. That's Diablo. Yes, because remember, there's the 7 deadly sins. I want to do a show on the 7 deadly sins. What y'all think about that? Okay, we'll talk about that later, but that just popped in my head. So this is just a reference, Tifa. Okay, I'm like Tifa because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget. So okay, so Tan said when I was dumb before I was smart. Okay.
Listen, Pans, that is a pearl right there, girl.
When I was dumb before I was smart. I like that. Okay, the second one is you find yourself rationalizing signs of trouble or red flags.
Absolutely.
And if y'all say that y'all ain't never did this before, y'all lying. Y'all lying. Okay, my hair was going flopping because that's a lie. Because I know that so many people ignore the red flags because they want what they want when they want it. And you know, at the end of the day, we still have to be mindful of those red flags all the time because we see them. You know what I mean? And that's why chemistry versus compatibility is so important, because chemistry can't be all that it is. You know what I mean? You can have chemistry and nothing else. Where's the communication? Where is the dedication? Where, you know, what is it after the chemistry is over? After you finish that part and that is out of the way, where does your relationship stand? Does it stand on just the chemistry and the ooh, ah, ooh? What are y'all doing after that? What else is being established past the ooh, ah, ooh? Nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing, because no communication is there. And that's where the manipulation, the gaslighting, the ghosting, and all of that stuff, it all rolls into one. That's why we got to be mindful. And I thank God for this show, because I swear, I swear I was gonna go a whole nother way, and that was a replay. But this is something that was needed, I believe. Tam said, yep, did that too. Tifa said, impatient people tolerate. Why are you telling my business though?
I ain't talking about.
Like, why you telling my business though? You know? How do you have, because it's vibes. See, chemistry can be your endorphins in your stuff in your body, like your dopamine's going off. Like,
But you gotta talk to that.
yeah, but that can be just still the representative. It's just the surface stuff can still be, oh, I can laugh with you. Oh, he makes me laugh so much. Oh, we
Look at somebody and just was like, yeah. You don't have nothing. You don't even have to say a word.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real transparent. I'm gonna be real transparent. So we was downtown last night looking at Kim and Stephanie Mills, right? And it was this guy that walked past us with the fedora on, and me and Dion was like, hey, like that was, and it was that. I don't think that was chemistry. I think that was like, wow, nice. You know, it was just, it stirred up something, but I ain't go chasing after him. It didn't even stir up nothing. Just, I ain't stir up nothing. It was just like he was nice on the eyes. I also learned about that too. You got to be mindful of who you give compliments to, especially if you don't want to take it any further, because sometimes people take that compliment as an entryway to come in and try to run roughshod in your business and in your life, and you ain't really that interested in them. So you got to be mindful on who you winkety winking at and who you saying hey boo hey to. So Ronnie says, but chemistry doesn't necessarily mean just ooh, ah, ooh. No, it doesn't, Ronnie. It doesn't. But this is what that article is saying. No, chemistry can be a vibe. Like, y'all like music, so y'all can just chill out and listen to music. Y'all can play cards. Y'all can have a drink. Y'all can do all of that stuff. But when it comes to practicality and money management, y'all don't know nothing about each other. Like, I will put that on my whatchamacallit. Do you know how to manage money? Because I'm not so great at it. You know what I mean? Like, and I will be transparent in that because of the simple fact that if that's one of his strong points, one of the things that I do understand about relationship is that one person is always stronger in the area that the other person is weak as, which means, every joint supplies, everything can coexist. You may have something that I don't have that I need, and I may have something that you don't have that you need, and that's how it can work. That's how it can be. But if people don't even go past the chemistry part and stay there, they don't even know if they're compatible or not. You understand what I mean? Because you got to be mindful. You really got to think about this day and age and the people that are out here now, Ronnie. A lot of the people out here get with people because they ooh ah ooh you. You understand what I mean? Like these young kids, they're moved by the BBLs and the tummy tucks and the breast lift. You know what I mean? That's the ooh ah ooh. But when they come to find out that there's an empty vessel in there, like there's an empty vessel, it's just a great outer shell, but on the inside it's empty, it's desolate, it's barren, it's deserted of any thoughts, goals, ambition, rationale, maturity, grace, class. What else can I pull out? You understand what I mean? So people really need to understand that, and then you get mad at what you accepted because you didn't take it a step further to find out what really is behind that ooh ah ooh. You understand what I mean? Because people really, we got to be realistic. Not everybody sits and get to know somebody for 3 months before they take that step. Is it communication part of chemistry? It should be. But if people, this is a very sexual generation, okay? So first of all, they don't know how to communicate. Like, let me tell you something. I met somebody last week, right? And I was just testing out the waters to see if I was ready, right? And one of the things that he said to me, because I ran off a whole bunch of questions. I even asked him if he likes scary movies, because I don't. I was raised on Disney. You like stuff that jump out of closets, because I don't. You know what I mean? Like I asked that. So I asked him, well, what was he looking for, and why wasn't he in a relationship? He said, because every woman out here is looking for a cash app. You understand what I mean? So it's totally different from where we come from, and where our mentality is to where these females are now. Is that if you don't have no money to give them, they don't have no time, and if you don't have no sex to give them in, then they don't have no time. And that is just the long and the short of it. And that's why it's so hard to be single nowadays. So that's why we're trying to get it right and get it tight, so we don't have to go through this foolishness no more. We getting rid of the narcissist. We getting rid of the child traumatized man that's still a little boy walking in a grown man's body. We getting rid of all of those people who don't want to dig a little bit deep, or even acknowledge that they have some problems going on, and that they're free to talk about it. Now, most men are not readily open and available to talk about themselves in that nature. However, if you don't even give them something to want to have another talk or another conversation with them, then what is it? And it kind of gets cut short with the woman as far as them asking for money, and with the men as far as asking them for sexual favors. So Tangela said, I'm honestly thinking about this application thing and everything I need and needed to know or find out about your brother, and vice versa. We put out there naturally. I don't know. Maybe it's because we were friends for so long first. Exactly. And that's one of my points. Because when you're a friend and you take that time to really get to know people, like I really take time to get to know people. I don't try to rush anything, because I used to rush. And fools rush in. You understand what I mean? And I learned that fools rush in. But if you give it time, they will reveal itself. And guess what? We've also learned in our trial and error ways that even we can give them years of time and still don't know the person. So it's like it's a catch-22 with this thing. There's many levels of representatives walking around here, and they let their different representatives come out per situation or circumstance. You understand? So it's very hard to date. But if you're intentional about what you're looking for, right? And know what you're looking for, and know that these are the things that you will accept and these are the things that you won't accept. And you can vocalize it in a way that it's not offensive or make anybody be defensive, and that they can really understand your point of view without you giving them a whole soliloquy of your whole life. Well, a soliloquy, what is a soliloquy? Did I use that right?
Long narrative.
Okay. Oh, I used the word right. Look at God. That was God, because I didn't know if that was the right word. I did not know. That's God.
You know if that to be true when you get to the point where you have more no's
right
than yeses, and you're okay with that.
Right.
Actually, it makes me comforted that I have a lot of no's. Like nope.
Yeah, because it's like I'm not settling.
Because I know what I had that I don't want and will never get again. And I sniff it, you gone.
But see, okay, so Ronnie says we're still learning about each other now, and y'all gonna continue to learn about each other, because y'all are gonna continue to evolve and get better. But okay, so let me ask y'all, Tange and Ron, let me ask y'all, what was the first thing that brought y'all together? Was y'all even as friends? Was it y'all conversation? Because I know that y'all were friends for a very long time before y'all. Listen, so Ronnie said, we're still learning about each other now. Tange says, took the next words out of my mouth. Ronnie said, that's chemistry, baby. And that's what I'm talking. I mean, but y'all is, I love y'all. So, you know what I mean? But not everybody is fortunate. And y'all had conversation. Now, let me tell you something. Y'all was willing to be vulnerable, or was Tange able to penetrate your wall? Because she was the one who helped knock down your wall, Ronnie. So, I mean, it is all about if you're willing to do the work. But if your relationship was already based off of communication, I believe that that's a great foundation to start with. Y'all were friends first. I believe that that's the best way to start a relationship, because who sang that? Friends before we were lovers. Ronnie, who sang that? That was like Troop or something. Is that Friends Before We Were Lovers? That was Troop or Levert. It was one of them. Ronnie said very vulnerable, and Tam said and not afraid to be vulnerable. Listen, so that takes me right on back to last week's show when we asked the wives. I said, friends before we were lovers. Who was that? Levert or Troop? Anyway, he's gonna tell me. But that goes back to the question that I asked my wives club last week when I asked about vulnerability, right? And one of the wives said that they still have kind of some vulnerability that they still keep to themselves. So it's not just something that comes easily to everyone, and it's a process and things of that nature. So, I thought he was like trust.
Yeah, that's what I said. Trust to be open. Not trusting. It's being
Right.
open. Like vulnerable. If you're gonna translate that into like being open, it really depends on the trust. How much do I trust you with me? That's an intimate, and that's what marriage should be. It should be an intimacy. Look into me and see who I really am, and be good with it, and know that I'm trying to work on some things, and then some things I don't know what the heck to do with.
Right. See, and that's good. But see, y'all already at marriage.
That's baby.
We want to get past the first date.
Right.
You feel me? We want to get past the first date. So this is why we want to do the application. So next week, I'm going to take the questions that was placed on here, and anybody that comes back on to the show and views the show at a later date, if y'all watch this part of the segment of the broadcast, please put your questions on what you would like to know on your dating application. I just want to see something. All right, because when we get down to the root of what we're really desiring and get out of our list, but what we really need and express our love language to people, because I think if we start there, I think that gives a level of understanding too. Like, okay, so my love language is XYZ and my love language is this. You know what I mean? It kind of helps the person know how to deal with you on that particular level, so you don't feel, because I was talking to this guy and he didn't like physical touch, but his girl loved physical touch, and he would get so angry and upset every time that she touched him because that wasn't his love language, but that was hers. So I said to him, well, don't you understand that makes her feel rejected? Because every time she reached for you, you pulling away. It makes her feel rejected. But if she knew that wasn't your love language and that was hers, and that when you pull away, you're not pulling away from her. You just don't want to be touched. That will give no, right? Yes, because that's emotional unavailability. You know what I mean?
That's the beauty of knowing the love language, knowing their love language, and then becoming fluent in their love language.
Right. Because I think what we really try to do is we like to love on people the way we want to be loved, and that's the number one mistake that comes upon us, is because we can't assume that because I like words of affirmations, that if I tell you great job, that you don't want a flower instead of my great job. You know what I mean? So my great job don't mean nothing because I want a flower. So you don't love me.
Right. That's it.
You don't love me because you didn't give me a flower. Right. But I told you did. So what? That's where all of these arguments and stuff come from. So I think that it's still, it goes right back down to communication. And I really think that the first thing that will be on my application would be, what is your love language? And I will put all the love languages on there and have them check the box.
Because are there some love languages that you're not willing to learn?
It's not even so. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't want to learn it. It would just give me a better understanding of the person that I'm dealing with, so that I know if that's something that I can deal with. You know what I mean? Like, if you want gifts all the time, I'm not a great gift giver. I'm not giving you a gift every day. I'm not doing that. But I'll get you. You'll get the big piece of chicken, though. You feel me?
That's big, right there.
But you won't. But you will not get a gift every day, and that's your love language. So we don't mesh there. You understand what I mean? Like,
but if this is the person that you've chosen,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
well, we didn't get there yet. We still at the dating stage.
Okay.
That's the dating application, not the will you marry me application. That's the getting to know you, getting to know you better.
If we're dating with a purpose, especially at this age, then I would still need to know that, even if I find out early. You know what I'm saying? That's still something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter the timing of it. It's early, okay, and we're talking about. Look, let's continue then.
Right, but I still think that there's levels to it, because you can run people away by having conversations that are not really time. It's time sensitive. Like, you can be sitting there talking to a person, and you may feel like you're ready to have that conversation, but not really gauging that they're not really putting that information out there. You know what I mean? Like, if you just taking it upon yourself to, like, okay, because I'm dating with a purpose, so this is this, you'll run them straight off.
Well, I can say also that
You run them straight.
We are dating with a purpose. We'll tell you that.
Yeah, but they will. But most,
because they don't want to hear that you spend your days doing nothing all day. They don't want to hear. They want to know where do you work?
Right.
You know, what do you do with your
they, of course, they will do that, but that's not talking about. That's not. No, it's not. It's not the same difference. That is getting somebody. That's getting to know somebody on the surface level. Where do you work? When you asking certain questions, that's a little bit deeper, and y'all ain't even get to. What is your middle name? You know what I mean? Like, it's levels to it.
Right, but I know these are conversations that I've been having. These are men that are looking for wives. They want to know, what do you do? Do you work out? Can you cook? Because I can cook.
But those are still natural. I'm talking about, so your childhood trauma, you gonna tell your childhood trauma on the first phone call? Like, are you gonna? No, but this is what I'm saying. This is the dating. So this is where I'm talking about the levels, right? There's levels to it. You're not gonna sit there and tell them that I was beat all my life. The first time they're gonna be like, oh, you're broken. Well, listen, me personally, I can only speak for me. All right. I believe that there's a forward progression in everything. And if you sit there and you throw up on me the first conversation, then I'm running. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. Like, for real, I'm running. Because first of all, you dumping on me way too early, which means you're needy. Red flags out the. It's like you're needy. You want me to feed into your stuff. I'm not doing that. Now, if it's the fifth conversation and we talked about some other things and we slide our way, we ease our way into it and say, okay, so now today is going to be some hard questions. You know what I mean? Because you also want to develop a friendship, whether it goes into something more or not. You still want to be able to be friendly. You know what I mean? And not be so pushy, because men will look at that as needy. Like, okay, so you've had all of these problems.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to hear that. No. Because you want to fix her. You want somebody to fix you. What's your motive? What's your MO? What's your angle? What you trying to where do I fit in your stage of life? Where do I fit? Yeah, you gotta let me time. Yes. Okay, so Jane said also you need to know what your non-negotiables are, right? Like, I'm just not handling. Listen, sit in the tub. That's one of my non-negotiables. You know what I mean? That's what it is. If you don't take care of your kids, I think that's another one. If you don't love God, that's really a big one for me, due to the fact that I've tried it the other way and it doesn't work. It doesn't work because, like, I remember my daughter's father, he would come in, and as soon as he would come in, he would go straight to the radio and cut off my gospel music. Like, immediately. Like, he could not stand God or something. And I was like, what is the problem? You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to fight to listen to Let the Praise Begin by Fred Hammond. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was really bad. If you already know what you want, fail fast. Yes, that's what D said. I think that's what D's motive is. He says, if you already know what you want, fail fast. Right? No. Yeah, it is. It is. All right, y'all. So we lasted an hour. I didn't get to all of them as usual. I think I need to stop babbling, but I think it was still a good time. I think it was still a good show, and I'm so happy that Tifa and James surprised us, and I'm happy that they was in the house and while the broadcast is going. Please share, and please go on to YouTube and subscribe. It is no cost to you at all. It is just a click of a button, and hit that notification bell so that you will get the notifications for when we start going live on YouTube, as well as when our videos are being posted. Also, please check out our 15-minute guided meditation daily affirmations that for your daily pick-me-up. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling not yourself, take a listen to it. It's gonna really uplift you. It has a great beat behind it, and it's very mellow. So check it out. I'm gonna play the preview for you. The link is in the description box. Go and listen to it. You can listen to it at any time during the day. And I love y'all to life. Thank you, Tange. I love you so much. Thank you, everybody, for your participation. Y'all have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. And until we meet again, I have a special guest on the show next week, so tune in. We are still on the single ladies. We're gonna be married this year. All right, so I love y'all, and until we meet again, same bad station, same bad time. Love you.
Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow.